Buff Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime, represented by Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Jake and Hat RK here today.
A little role reversal.
Crazy.
Well, Alyssa was hesitating on the reveal.
She's shocking the masses now with this.
It's like a drum roll.
How you doing, man? It was a rough L last night.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many like weird, quirky things about that game that just don't really worry me. I mean, number one, 49% from three is just insane.
Yeah.
I knew they would have to shoot like that if they're going to win a game. They did. They won by 3. Doesn't worry me all that much. Refs took away 5 possessions. It happens.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
The toughest thing for me is like not that they lost. Toughest thing for me is how legendary it would have been if that Jamal Murray shot
my God, dude.
Like that's what I feel robbed of.
Right. We'll have our moment though, I feel like.
Yep.
We've got some news today. We had a commitment from was it Namir Robinson on Friday during the show.
Yes.
And then shortly after, Israel Solomon committed. He was playing at IMG Academy last year, I believe, was listed as wide receiver, but is playing defensive back for Coach Prime and the Buffs. Preferred walk-on.
All right. The mark of a good program is good preferred walk-ons. Like if you see a team that has walk-ons who might have had offers from like lower division schools, then that's a great sign.
Yeah, and then we still have this whole camp and whatever waves come from this camp too.
And then you just have these guys pushing the starters constantly.
The biggest news that happened over the weekend, though, Boo Carter. We've talked a lot about this guy, and we finally have a commitment date for our guy here. June 17th, 8 p.m. in New York, so 6 p.m. our time, June 17th. I believe that's a Sunday, Saturday.
Okay. Does he have any crystal balls?
He does to Tennessee, but they are older, I believe. One is a Steve Wiltfong one, though.
Okay.
This is from, these are old. So Steve Wiltfong came in October of 22, and then this one from Ryan Callahan of the Go Vols of 247 on May 31st submitted one to Tennessee.
Okay. This most recent May 31st.
Yes, so like last week.
So not too far ago. Okay. Jake, remember how I said like I need to not watch tape of players because then I fall in love with them?
Yeah.
I wish I never saw Boo Carter's tape. I think I've said this about other players before, but I think he's my number one want of any player outside of Jackson State transfers.
Right.
So, Travis, Shador, etc. Mostly just those two. But after that, I don't think I've ever wanted a player as much as I want Boo Carter.
We got to complete the trio.
Yeah.
I mean, Winston Watkins is another year away, but you already got Aaron Butler.
Yep.
You got 2 out of 3 commitments.
This guy, dude, doesn't look like a human on the field.
No.
He looks like he has superhuman abilities. Like you say, like, we're going to talk about video games later. I don't even think video games can simulate these movements. It's like alien-like movements.
Yeah, he really moves differently.
He does.
Crazy. He's a special player. Only rated a 4-star so far. This guy's got like 5-star material, I think, though. But we talk about what he does when he moves with the ball in his hands. Yeah, it's insane.
He, to me, is a 5-star player, 5-star athlete.
So he's a top 20 athlete in the class, top 240 player. Again, it's Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, Oregon, and CU. So stay tuned.
Come on, Coach Prime. Pull this one out for me.
If he can get this one, man, we are rolling.
I would say go watch the tape, but
don't get too excited.
Don't end up like me.
Travis Hunter, our guy, named to another award watch list. The Law Impact Trophy watch list, which is presented annually to the college football defensive, and then in all caps, Impact Player of the Year. Impact is an acronym for integrity, maturity, performance, academics, community, and tenacity.
Slightly forced.
It is. But Dude, the winners of this award are pretty notable. Last year it was Will Anderson. The year before that, Aiden Hutchinson. Do you remember Patty Fisher from Northwestern?
Nope.
All right, he got that. Derek Brown from Auburn.
Do you remember him? Of course.
Josh Allen from Kentucky.
Yes,
pass
the
rusher. How about Josie Jewell?
That's a Bronco.
Jabril Peppers, Carl Nassib, Eric Kendricks,
great
Anthony
list.
Barr. Yeah, great list. So he makes that, but it's a defensive award.
All right. Well, he's going to be up for all the offensive and defensive awards.
It's going to be. We'll see exactly how many soon. Big Game Boomer, not an official award. But he put out his top 50 kick returners, Ryan.
Oh.
Take a wild guess. Do you think CU has a player on this list?
Yes.
Who do you think it is?
Jimmy Horn.
Where do you think he's ranked?
17.
You are on fire. 16th.
Oh, damn.
Wow. That was impressive.
That was, I'll accept a pat on the back there.
That was
I
amazing.
also promise I did not see it.
He makes it 16th on the list. A lot of fun, exciting players. Dylan Edwards, the next one to make this list, though?
Wow. He's also?
No, I'm
no,
saying-
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. I will bet that someone who is not on there will be on there. Could be Dylan Edwards.
Seems like that's a great possibility. The top returner in the country is Jalen Lucas out of Indiana.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah. There was a crazy quote from Boo Carter where he said, like, I think if I either, like,
We were talking about his head coach that he wants, right?
yeah, and then he was like, yeah, like Coach Prime and Coach Kelly.
Yes.
Like, if I play there, I'm guaranteed to be a top 10 pick
Yes.
or something like crazy like that. I'm like, if you believe that, then this choice is very simple.
Yeah. I'm trying to dig it up right now. But it was, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff on Twitter this week. A lot of guys went on OVs this weekend. So there was a lot of like on 3 graphics out there of, oh, this place is amazing, absolutely magnificent, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he had the quote. Oh, I can't seem to find it. But yeah, he said he's going to be a top 10 pick if he is coached by Coach Kelly and Coach Prime. Are you trying
I'll
to look
find
it up?
it, yeah.
Okay. Next little piece of news. Bad news. Zakhari Franklin, Ryan, committed to Ole Miss.
No.
He had, I think, a few crystal balls when we talked about him to go to Ole Miss on Friday, but he makes it official. Ole Miss kind of loaded up like crazy over this portal period. And now they get another one. Did you find it?
No. I want to find it, though, because it is a jarring quote.
You got to complete the trio. Aaron Butler kind of has some of that video game moves stuff to him, too. It's more like video game speed for him. He just takes off down the sideline and he's gone. I guess Zakhari Franklin kind of did some video game stuff.
All right, here we
at
go.
UTSA.
Here we go.
for it.
Shout out ScoBuffs22 for the screenshot. Goes Carter's official visit. Carter's only official visit scheduled is the one to Michigan, although he's looking to take one to Tennessee and Colorado as well. Quote, Coach Prime, really Coach Kelly, me and Coach Kelly are tight. We've been talking since he was at Alabama, and now I have a great relationship, and I know Coach Kelly has put a lot of guys in the league. I know if I go there, I'm guaranteed top 10 in the draft. I repeat, I know if I go there, I'm guaranteed top 10 in the draft. Boo Carter, if that is the case, I promise you this is not a hard decision.
Yep. Come on down.
Come on down. If you believe you're a top 10 draft pick, that means your family's set up for a long, long time.
He looked pretty fire in the gold and black earlier in the year, too, when he was taking pictures with Butler and Winston Watkins.
What a crazy quote.
That is a wild quote. As I said, there's been a lot of fluff that's come out. That doesn't really sound like fluff.
I've never heard a quote like that before.
That's almost a borderline commitment, honestly.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be. If you believe that, that's a commitment.
Yeah, we don't need a crystal ball when you're getting quotes like that, basically.
Yep.
So stay tuned. We're 2 weeks, or about a little bit less than 2 weeks away from that. We're going to talk about some more video game caliber players, but first, shout out to Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. I actually thought I lost my Shady Rays, and I didn't even need to use their broken replacement because I think they're right there.
Hey,
I left them here at the bar. I can't remember what night, and they just like magically appeared in front of me yesterday.
Love to see.
And I was like, if I leave them there, I know for sure they're mine.
Dude, craziest thing happened to me the other day. I was building this bed frame, and I was looking for this screw, and I needed 2 of them, and I only had 1. The one was on the ground. The second one was nowhere in sight, nowhere to be found. I'm looking everywhere for it. I look away, look back. There's 2 on the ground, right next to each other.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
It was 100% a glitch in the Matrix, or like a spirit from above helping me out. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like I even like looked at Allie and I was like, "There's 2 now," and she was like, "What the fuck?"
The spirit of Folsom Field just gently pushing that second screw out there.
It was so weird. And I kind of just like moved past it because I didn't want to think about it too much.
Yeah, it's one of those you just don't question. Shady Rays, you can shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall or go online to shadyrays.com. When you're there, use the code DNVR. You'll get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses, and you can try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Also, shout out to Shador's No. 2 barbecue sauce, the tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat. Finishes with a subtle smoky note. Any adventures with Shador's No. 2 recently in the kitchen?
No, I haven't been in the kitchen at all.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, I did cook up some brats on the grill, but brats and barbecue sauce probably would be good. Haven't tried it, though.
I mean, I cooked up some stuff, but I don't think it'd be Shador's worthy, I guess. It wouldn't really fit.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Barbecue sauce and beef stroganoff doesn't sound great.
No. Although barbecue sauce, like, pretty much would go on anything. It would just be odd.
Shador's is so good, it really could almost go on everything. And you can get your hands on your own at plbse.com. Make sure you use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word, at checkout for 10% off your order of Shador's No. 2. All right, Ryan, we talked about Travis. We talked about Boo Carter, some video game athletes. Coach Prime today talked about the Madden cover. Also, interestingly enough, he put in hashtag EA athlete.
All right.
So let's talk about some more and do a little draft to have some fun with it.
Okay.
We have 3 picks we're doing here.
Okay.
We're going to do 1 buff, former or current, 1 quarterback, and then 1 flex player, any position, of just guys who were so special on the field that looked like they were out of a video game.
Like joystick moves.
Exactly.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
I will go first. I'm going to pick my quarterback. Mm-hmm. The joystickiest quarterback ever that I've ever seen, Michael Vick.
That's a great pick. He was actually listed today. I meant to talk about this in the College Football Hall of Fame finalists for this year.
Oh.
With 3 buffs.
He was my favorite player ever to watch in college football.
I was a little too young for him, but I mean, he was one of my favorite football players of all time.
And maybe like the all-time video game cheat code. Like Madden 05 or whatever it was.
The one he was on the cover, Madden 04.
Yeah, and like you could
broken.
Just call Hail Mary, break the pocket, and run for days with him.
Yes.
Michael Vick.
By the way, Eric Bieniemy, Deion Figures, and Matt Russell named to the 2024 College Football Hall of Fame ballot.
Nice. That's sick.
It's a star-studded ballot, too. Lots of guys, new and old. All right, so if you started with your quarterback, do I have to start with mine then?
No. In fact, you would probably be smart to take your quarterback last since I can't take another one. It's a little free tip for you there.
Can I take 2 quarterbacks if another quarterback fits into one of the other categories? Former buff.
No.
No?
Oh, yeah, you could take a quarterback with the flex.
With the buff pick, though.
Oh, so then I guess that changes it. Oh, you're saying can you take a quarterback, a buff that's a quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
I take Cordell Stewart.
Okay, fair.
I mean, Michael Vick was one of the greatest dual threats. Cordell Stewart kind of laid the foundation, really, for him.
The only thing I would say is, like, when I think of the video game, He didn't have like those crazy like.
Well, I've got
but
another.
He did have a crazy arm.
I've got another quarterback that I want to use for my quarterback pick. That's why I asked you if I could do this.
Okay, all right. Is it Snake?
No.
Nope. So I'm up. Okay, so I need a buff and just an anything. All right, I'm gonna go with my anything player, and I am going to take Reggie Bush.
That is the pick. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that run against Fresno State.
Yeah.
Well, I will just never forget. Like anytime someone gets to the sideline and cuts back, I think of it.
Reggie Bush and Michael Vick were like my athletic pillars growing up. Basically, like those guys were crazy.
I just drafted your childhood.
Basically. Okay, then if you're gonna take Reggie Bush. With my flex, I'm going to go with the current Bronco. I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy.
Wow. I think I'm killing you in this draft.
If we're talking about players that move like they're out of a video game.
I know. He does. But he doesn't get the respect. He hasn't done enough yet.
Bolitnikoff Award winner. In college football, he did it all.
He was nasty. And his highlight reel of like juking people out of their shoes in college is insane. So I like it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now I need to pick my buff, and there are so many options. I don't know where to go with this.
Do you want to brainstorm? I can't take a buff. I can't take your pick.
Sure.
Well, Laviska Shenault's got to be up
So
there.
Laviska was high on my list. Again, I'm trying to get like guys with sick juke moves. He had a couple. He had like a start and stop on a guy once that was insane. I'm thinking like Darian Hagan, Eric Bieniemy,
Salam even.
Yeah, Rashawn Salam. I'm just trying to think if there's like a player that I'm not thinking of who just had an insane bag of moves. Paul Richardson honestly had a little bit of that Jerry Jeudy thing that you're talking about.
Would you throw Phil Lindsay in the conversation?
Ooh, that is a good one. Again, not as much like elusiveness as it was just like heart while he was running. You know what I mean? Maybe Rodney Stewart, Speedy Stewart in the comments. Jeremy Bloom, that's a good one. Oh, man.
Would Westbrook be Michael Westbrook?
Could be in there. I think I'll just end up, because like video game also like is a combination, but like this guy also had the power, which was sick. So I'll take Laviska.
Okay.
Like he did have good moves. He could also truck you the whole thing. So I'll go Visca.
He's getting a lot of hype right now from the Panthers coaching staff.
Really? I'd love to hear that.
I can't remember which coach it was, but someone was like, we're going to try and use him like Debo, which is how he should have been used.
Yes.
And Laviska got in the league.
Yes, 100%. All right, so you can take anyone of all time.
I take Lamar Jackson then.
Okay, hell yeah.
I feel like this kind of rounds my team out nicely, though.
It is. It's a good team. I think I got the number 1 and 2 picks.
You did. Other great guys who kind of crossed my mind. Percy Harvin's a great one. Christian McCaffrey.
Percy Harvin was insane.
Christian McCaffrey, when he was running at Stanford, I mean...
That Iowa Rose Bowl?
Yes, but his like... And he still has this in the NFL. His feet just move so fast. Like, his cuts literally look like a video game player, like with how fast he can just cut on a dime.
Damn, MLN came in a little too late. That's a great one. Ben Kelly. Definitely a joystick player.
Who'd you pick, Jake?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson at Louisville was definitely the closest thing I've ever seen to Michael Vick.
Yeah. He was absolutely incredible. Those showdowns with him and when Deshaun Watson was at Clemson were must-watch TV the entire time, too.
Yep. Yeah, Percy Harvin definitely snubbed in this draft, although I wouldn't have drafted him over anyone I picked.
Cam Newton, a good one.
DeAnthony Thomas.
DeAnthony Thomas.
Oof, DeAnthony Thomas was so nasty.
LaMichael James.
Who was There's D'Anthony Thomas. There's another person just like him at Oregon. I can't remember who it is.
After him?
It was either right before or right after.
Are you thinking of LaMichael James?
No, because he was more of a wide receiver type. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Randy Moss. That's a great one too.
Devin Hester. But more legendary in the NFL.
For sure. But there's one, it's like against Duke, this Miami return he had. I think he juked the entire team twice over.
Wow. Someone just said Chenault was mid, which is an insane thing to say.
That's crazy.
The only thing that held him back was injuries, or else he could have been a legitimate
Tavon
Heisman
Austin.
candidate.
That's a guy, all-time highlight reel type of guy.
So Coach Prime, obviously a big one. I was just thinking offense.
Yes, that's what my mind was too. Dalvin Cook's okay. I think that's a decent one. Bo Jackson, that's a great one. Herschel Walker a bit before my time. Barry Sanders too. Do you remember when that last NCAA football game, they put all those legends in there? And it's like you could play for them as their last season and try to win the Heisman or something.
It does sound familiar. I never experimented with it.
Well, they souped up those players to be just all 99. So with RG3, you were throwing 85 yards down the field. Barry Sanders, he was literally playing on rookie mode. You could just run circles around the field.
Yep. Yeah, Coach Prime, Deion would have been a good one. I'm imagining playing in a video game, and so I'm just thinking of throwing the ball out to someone or handing it off.
Yep.
Human joystick. There you go.
All right. Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. It was, despite the loss, a pretty great night here.
Pat White, great one.
Pat White. Oh, Steve Slayton too.
Yep. The combination of them on that West Virginia team in video games was nasty.
Did you know that's how the read option was invented?
What do you mean?
It was at West Virginia.
That team?
Yeah, at practice.
That's sick.
It was actually a mistake from Pat White, and Rich Rod was like, wait a minute.
The D-end crash.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was a great night here at the DNVR bar last night. Wednesday, Game 3?
Yes.
Come hang out for Game 3 then. We'll have Breck Brew on taps. We got all your favorites, the Mountain Beach Sour, which I think is our beer of the month here.
Oh, does that mean $4?
I think so.
Damn,
we're in
that's
business.
Huge.
Yep. Mile High City Golden Ale, the Avalanche Amber Ale, all that good stuff. You can find it at www.breckbrew.com. And shout out to FOCO. Father's Day is coming up. FOCO has you covered. It's a great place to get Father's Day gifts. They are the leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise. The product line that includes apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, bobbleheads, novelty items, so much more. They've got officially licensed gear for all your sports and fandoms. It's baseball season right now, so make sure you get your favorite baseball team's Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything else you need. When you check out, make sure you use the promo code DNVR. You'll get 10% off all non-presale items. And FOCO will have you covered to deck out your man cave or get the best gift, whatever you may want to do. Only at 94 thumbs up today. Let's smash that thumbs up button. Also, let's subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We would also appreciate your 5-star review there. Let's get to questions.
Also, to anyone who didn't understand the parameters there, 1 quarterback, 1 flex, 1 buff. There you go.
Do you want to talk about the College Football Hall of Fame a bit more, though, too? There's a lot of names here.
Sure.
That's crazy. So Josh Heupel, the head coach at Tennessee, he's in there for as a player at Oklahoma. Michael Vick, of course. Kellen Moore, Alex Smith.
How many get inducted, or is it unlimited?
So last year, 18 players were inducted with 4 coaches. And this list of players is about, if I had to guess, 80 to 90 at least.
Okay.
Some other headliners. Randy Moss, who we just talked about.
Yep.
Justin Blackmon, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison, Peter Warwick.
Jeez.
Offensive lineman, Steve Hutchinson, Michael Ower. Defensive lineman, Julius Peppers. Terrell Suggs, Richard Seymour.
My God.
Linebackers, Ron Rivera, the coach from Washington, was an All-American linebacker at Cal. He makes this. James Laurinaitis, Michael Huff. He was a dog back in the day. A lot of names, though.
Damn, that is a lot of great players. And then it was Bieniemy, Deion Figures, and who?
Matt Russell.
Matt Russell. Matt Russell was a crazy sideline to sideline backer.
So let's hope we get some Buffs inducted here pretty soon. Do you remember who the last Buff inducted into the Hall of Fame was?
Oh, Alfred Williams got in recently. Rashawn Salam. Maybe Darian Hagan? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh, Michael Westbrook.
Was it?
Was very recent.
It says Rashawn Salam was in 2022.
Yeah.
I guess Cliff Branch also. Was that why we had the game last year?
Yep.
All right, let's get to some comments. Cheryl, do you know if DV Harris and Jalen Ellis are on campus yet? I don't know. They're still kind of trickling in.
We don't get, like, for what it's worth, like a list of this stuff or like we're kind of like you guys watching well-off videos. I guess we have a few people we can text.
Yeah.
But wouldn't have had any reason to dig that up yet.
Right. A lot of guys coming in pretty soon. I think Cormani McLean scheduled to come in this weekend. Alton McCaskill got there early last week. There's a handful of guys. MLN throwing out another joystick player, Charles Woodson. That's a great one.
But again, I personally wasn't going to draft defenders.
Right. Or just like exclusive return. Like Jabril Peppers was crazy with the ball in his hands, but he played safety.
Right. I'm like, I don't know. Because someone said you guys forgot about Deion Sanders. We didn't forget about Coach Brown. Yeah, I just, to me, it's the same reason I didn't think of Ben Kelly, who was mostly just a returner.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of times the returners do have the most joystick moves. Like someone mentioned Dante Hall.
Yeah.
Like those guys are crazy. But I guess when I was thinking of it, I was just thinking of offense.
Right. Dante Hall is the reason why I hate the Chiefs so much.
Oh, one of many.
One of many for sure, but he was the first.
That 6-0 game?
Yes.
Yep.
2003?
Yep, both teams 6-0.
The 2 blocking the backs on his return?
17 blocks in the back on the return, yep. Well, that's the thing, and no one talks about this. When you get a reputation for being a great returner, the refs just start letting stuff go.
Yeah, they watch you.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're like, what is he going to do? Like, literally like a fan.
Yeah, no, it 100% happens. It's like they want to do it because it's like good for the game.
Right. Peter Works. A lot of Peter Works in the chat. Jimmy asking, is it official CU's going to the Big 12?
No.
Lot of rumblings today. I don't know if you saw, but CU Barstool found the Regent meeting posting for today or something. Talking about whatever it is again.
Saquon, a good one, sorry.
Saquon was a great one. But a specific matter in Colorado athletics or whatever it is that they're meeting for.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
I mean, it feels, like I said, the smoke is smoky, but official, no.
Yep. And it's sounding more and more likely that Arizona is going to follow.
Which is interesting. And then there was like a report that maybe not Arizona State.
Yeah. I think so.
I would hate that.
Not to get too in the weeds with this, but Brent Yormack has been pounding the drum of investing in basketball. And if you get CU in Arizona, I think the other 2 schools to watch out for are Gonzaga and UConn.
How would Gonzaga come over? Just basketball?
Just basketball.
That means you have schools across the entire country. I hate that.
That's also what he said he's trying to do too. Trying to establish in all 4 time zones.
Ugh, that's gross.
We're in a different age, man. Angela asked, Arizona and CU to the Big 12. Who jumps next? I think Colorado's the next team.
I do think Colorado is going to be on the forefront of this next realignment.
Yeah. The ACC just seems so locked down. I can't really see any of them leaving. I also heard, I was just listening to Josh Pate, his show, and he was theorizing that the reason why we're hearing all this Colorado and Arizona smoke to the Big 12 is because Oregon and Washington may already have an into the Big 10. And so they're like, well, why would we stick around if 2 other schools, our other 2 big schools are already leaving, basically?
Yeah. We'll see. We shall see.
Dexter McCluster was a great one too there. I had a highlight of his pop up on my timeline this weekend.
Darren McFadden.
Darren McFadden was fun. Roderick C. Williams. Are you guys going to do a live show from the TCU game? Absolutely.
Yes. Definitely.
Yep. And then Lamar says, Super Chat 199. Dante Hall was the human joystick.
Yeah, but he was a Chief.
He was. And that's putting it nicely, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Anything else? A short one today, but
keeping things tight on a Monday.
yes, sir.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. We'll have more tomorrow. Also, a bunch of written content coming out this week. We got Will working on something for basketball. I'm working on some like big depth chart piece too.
Okay.
So stay tuned. We'll have that. And then we're going to have one of these shows this week, the next installment in our graphic series about the traffic in and out of CU.
Oh, okay. Adrian Peterson, another good call out.
Adrian Peterson's fantastic. Chris Johnson.
Ooh.
Ricky Williams.
Hell yeah.
A lot
all
of
right.
good ones.
Well, we should have had a bigger draft. It was my fault.
It's all good. We'll be back tomorrow. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.